All right, what's up, people? Welcome to another wonderful episode of Batman Radio. That's right. Um, Honestly, I just want to talk about some stuff real quick with all you out there. Basically, just reality, right? I've just been paying attention, man, to people on social media, bro, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Um, you know, the problem is, you've got an entire population at this point that is dealing with concepts that don't exist. You have a lot of people coming on social media, they're trying to overcompensate. Okay. I mean, literally within the span of 10 to 20 minutes, I'll hear that people are talking about they own this, they're paying mortgages. I'll hear about, this person has rental properties. You know what I mean? This person, they'll just, will do 5 grand to work on some content and a project. First of all, content is free. That's number one. Number two, I know that pretty much 99% of y'all all over social media, not talking about just YouTube, all these apps don't own a thing. Number three, I know for sure pretty much none of y'all own any rental properties, especially if you're complaining about financial problems, because that would mean you don't know how to run a rental property. So the thing is, I just see through the veil when people talk. I can see that what you're saying is fluff. I don't dismiss concepts like a lot of people. I'm not in my feelings. I don't dismiss reality. It doesn't make me feel anyway. I dismiss what's disproven to me and what I see as a waste of my time. I dismiss what a lot of people say because I know that it doesn't exist. You see the difference? So, like, there's people talking about California, Texas, and you try to explain reality to all these folks and they don't comprehend it. So they're talking about, oh, well, I'm trying to see if that's the move. Talking about, I'm tired of owning and blah, blah, this, blah, blah, blah. Bro, you're not even making any sense. Why would you go backwards? If you own, why would you go into renting? I mean, you could do it for fun, but the problem is everybody be acting like they got money like that and they got the bag and they don't. None of y'all. Like all y'all broke. We got a country right now is in the greatest depression we've ever seen. And we have a millennial generation and a new age generation, and this includes even the older folks, make up stories and lies, okay, instead of facing the reality and acknowledging the reality, okay? And that's the biggest difference between me and everybody else. You've got half this network, pretty much all this network right now, obsessed with me, trying to copy my rhetoric, trying to copy what I do on my radio program, trying to copy my style, trying to copy my steves, but they can't do it, right? Everybody want to say Batman this, Batman that. Like, you can't even have a conversation with any of these folks. That's why I'm at the point that I don't even respond. Like, I cannot even say something to somebody on social media, bro, and they already, you know what I'm saying, like talking in weird ways. Like, what is that, bro? It's called a quiet desperation. You understand? If you want to invest correctly, why don't you listen to somebody who's actually done it? Like I said, you invest in equity, right? You invest in equity that you can liquidate first, then you invest in equity. It doesn't matter at that point because when you get to a certain point financially, you learn how to protect your assets. You understand what I'm saying? People are talking fluff, bro, all over the planet, bro. People talk fluff, and like all that stuff is irrelevant to me because I travel. I always be mobile and moving. So that's the thing. Like y'all are satisfied with sitting there. Like if you have to discuss rent and paying for stuff all the time, like that's miserable, bro. You see what I'm saying? Folks be making a big deal out of it. Well, right, because your entire generation, like the whole millennial generation, right? They tried to claim I'm part of that, because I'm 36. I'm not a part of the millennials. Never have been, never will be. Y'all got it messed up, bro. That's the other generation. That ain't my generation. I'm 36 years old. I'm old school as hell. I may be young, but I'm old school. I don't think like these folks. Real talk. I've been in so many different positions. It's unbelievable. I know all about it. And the point is, you just do what you got to do. You get by and then you build a project. You don't worry about this and that. You don't got to go online and overcompensate and everybody got to claim they something they not. That's the difference is I'm not doing that. So I don't understand what folks are talking about. Everything I'm talking about, I got, I got. Everything I say I own, I own. Like I don't know what folks is talking about, and everybody knows. So that's what I'm saying. Like the internet, a weird place, man. You know what I mean? Like real talk, and it's not really a place for successful people like me. It's really not. That's why a lot of folks stay away from it. But at the same time, like there's benefits to it. You know what I mean? Like I'm giving y'all the game, man. I mean, game is to be sold, not told. I don't know what to tell you if you can't listen. That's on you. But like I said, you got to learn how to invest correctly. If you don't learn that, number one, I mean, you're not going to succeed. It's that simple. Like I said, my hustle was always equity. I figured out when I had all the money and all the cash, you invest in equity. I've had bank accounts with over $300,000 in it comfortably. 90% of your population has never had that, if not more. It's probably more like 99% realistically. Most people in the world ain't never had over $300,000 in the bank. I was cashing $1,000 oil checks at that time. I got to a point I owned 14 cars. People want to talk like it was one period of time. This was my entire life. I've been successful. I've been up and down. I've been at different points. I made millions every year consecutively, independent income, independent capital. I put up independent capital for every project I ever did to help everyone, take care of everyone, be their stability, build their entire stability and their entire system and foundation for everybody. You understand? Helped, give food, clothing, and shelter to the homeless out of my own pocket. I'm a real activist, right? Then I spent all the money because everything I went through, right? Because folks were jelly. And then I turned right back around, sold a 50-acre property for 100,000. You saw me in Vegas like around that time or after that with over like 60 grand. This is all separate new money. Like the other times, like back in the day, I was spending over 10 bands a month. Like, you know what I'm saying? The places that I was renting, the rent was like expensive as hell. Like over like real talk, like let me think. Had to have been at least 3 to 5 G's a month. You know what I'm saying? And I was making and spending like 10 G's a month. Like that's the thing. Like people be talking about money, and it's like with me, it's such a hard conversation because they would never comprehend what I've done and what I've seen. So it's like money was never really the focus for me. I guess it's because I'm in touch with God and I'm blessed and I got an anointing over my life. Like I'm really blessed because I mean I didn't even know what it meant, and this is being real. I did not know what it meant really to live paycheck to paycheck at one point. Like I did it before that, but I got so far away from it because I was filthy rich. I got so far away from it, I didn't even understand the concept of it. Like I'm being honest, like you know what I mean. Like it's funny, but it's like rich people problems. Like for real rich people problems. Like I couldn't understand, and I just couldn't understand that concept. You know what I mean? And it's like I don't look at things the way y'all look at it. See, all y'all look at it as material and finite. But like I said, this is the thought realm. And that's why I run circles around y'all. Just keeping it real, bro. I'm keeping it a buck, man. Folks listen to me, you'll get somewhere. If you don't listen to me, you're gonna be like all these folks all over social media. They not doing anything. They just sitting there. I mean, how you gonna sit there and talk about rent and money in the first place and all these concepts, but you ain't doing nothing with it? That's like paying rent somewhere and like people who really, really, are out doing things, and I'm one of them who's very active. Why would you pay rent for a spot or for something that you're never gonna be there? You get what I'm saying? People pay rent out of fear. That's the same reason why Trump is doing all this stuff that we're all aware of, right? You understand? It's all about fear. It's all about creating fear and creating the problems and then pretending they have the solution. Like I said, the fact is this country is a joke, man. It's a free for all of nonsense, and you just have a bunch of people that keep talking and yapping. Talk is cheap. I don't know when people in the world gonna understand and figure out that talk is cheap. Talk means nothing because I see everyone do it, and it's because y'all don't work out. It's just weakness. That's all it is. If you talk too much and you talk way above your means, it's because you're overcompensating because you don't work out. Because somebody who works out like me and trains to the level I do, you understand real quick, like real talk. Even if you just go running and jogging, even if you go walk, if you exercise regularly, you'll understand real quick that money means nothing in this world. You'll understand real quick that talk is cheap and it means nothing. The only time talk matters is if you're good enough at talking like me that you can use a gift of gab to manifest wealth and money and get people to pay you, which I'm a master at. Because, like I said, I'm an empath that can be a master manipulator when I want, because I'm that good at talking and what I do. I'm a genius. You understand? So the minute I open my mouth, people listen. You got to understand, we're in two totally different lanes. All y'all are regular human beings, y'all civilians. I'm Batman. I'm a soldier for God. So, first of all, the things that people say don't make any sense to me, don't have me feeling anything. It shows that you don't acknowledge reality. We're not in the same arenas. So you got to stay in your lane. You understand? None of you can tell me anything at all because I'm the boss in arenas that you can't enter because you ain't built like that. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all are not built like me, clearly, right? Nobody is. So, you know, when people ask that, I'm sitting here telling y'all what it is, telling people what it is, and they don't want to listen. Talking about, well, I'm trying to see if that's the move. Talking about from Cali to Texas. You gonna go from Cali to Texas when you obviously you claiming you own and you claiming you pay a mortgage, right? So you pay a mortgage in my book, you already broke. That's number one. Let me repeat that. Like when they said Drake was paying a mortgage, right? Because Drake is broke. Drake's a Mason. He don't own anything. I repeat, if you're paying a mortgage 9 times out of 10 because you're not at the level I'm at, right, where you're running circles financially around everybody, right? Then if you're paying a mortgage, then you're broke. That's reality. Right? Rich people don't pay mortgages because the mortgage would just be immediately paid off immediately where you wouldn't have to keep paying it. If you're paying a mortgage, it means you're broke. It means you don't have the money. So let's now break down what somebody was saying. These are complete strangers, but I'm just going to be listening to people and I'm going to come on here and talk about it. And it's going to give me stuff to teach y'all and talk about because it's really relevant and it's really interesting to me how far people are from reality, right? So my point is, they were saying this ain't it. I'm tired of owning. I mean, if you paying a mortgage, you technically don't own anything. That's number one. Because you're paying the mortgage so that you can get to the point of ownership. Okay. If you don't pay the mortgage, you don't technically own anything because the mortgage is not paid off. That's what a mortgage is. That's what it represents. It's debt. How would people not understand that? That's just like in Monopoly, you mortgage the properties, correct? Because it's debt. So you're borrowing off of debt. So you're using the debt to bring back to your currency so that you can have money and have the monopoly dollars to use and spend to buy and purchase what you want. So if you wanted other properties, you could pay it. See what I'm saying? You could afford the bill and price to buy that property, right? These people trying to talk like it's monopoly. If you're paying a mortgage, I repeat, odds are you probably broke unless you some kind of genius like me and you already own stuff and you way ahead of the game and you paying a mortgage because you want to. That's number one. Number two, when you have money like that, right? Number one, did you make it on your own or was it handed to you? Number two, right? If you got money like that, what's going to happen is you're going to be caught up in a whirlwind of everything's going to be financial and that's all you're going to care about. Unless you go through this walk with God like I'm going through, where He woke me up and got me away from all that. You understand? And then you find your purpose. Like I remember when I had all that money, it really wasn't a good thing. It was good in the sense that I could do what I wanted, but nobody knew what I was going through physically, which was insane. Okay. Nobody knew what I was going through, period. Okay. I mean, bro, I was driving a Porsche. I still own it, right? Like I said, I mean, I got to see if I can get it fixed later. But like all that stuff means nothing to me, man. I really don't care about money, bro. I really don't care about material and wealth. It don't really me. And that's my thing. Like I'm just better at it than all of you. And that's the thing. Y'all never take into account how things really work. You never talk about reality. The majority of the world, what I see, I've never seen anyone like me. Pretty much all y'all do the same thing. You rent, you mooch, you run around complaining because you can't even afford your little crib or your little spot, right? So what's the point? Like I said, that whole millennial generation is lost, man. You understand? And then on top of that, y'all live off of mommy and daddy's money in the first place. Y'all all live off your parents' money, every single one of you. I've been on my own since I was 16. Every dime I made came from me. All of it. We're not the same, bro. That's what I'm saying. Folks getting online, they want to throw digits around talking about this and that, blah, blah, blah. Bro, I mean, I got stuff I own cost over 4 G's. I used to rent out hotels by the month for over 4 or 5 grand. It ain't nothing. You understand? I mean, and you got people talking about this and that. Like, I don't understand what you saying, bro. We used to spend 5 bands on stuff that didn't even really matter. You know what I mean? I used to go spend a couple of G's and I bought a Gucci bucket hat and just gave it to one of my homeboys, my friends. He saw me like a year ago down here and he was like, "Yeah, I mess with you heavy. What's up, Ty?" Like, just gave him the whole Gucci bucket hat while I was driving the Porsche. It ain't nothing. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you give and you help people and you don't care about money like that, that's why all the money come to me because I'm a good person. And that's the truth of the world. That's what these folks will never understand. So again, when you saying, "Oh, that's the move," what is the move? You know what the move is? The move is to get away from money. The move is to get away from worshiping currency, which is basically another form of worshiping the devil, which is what you all do when will you wake up. The move ain't about where you at. The move is about how you're living, right? That's the whole point. People don't get with everything I'm doing. Not only am I a role model with it, but this is a way of life. Nobody has to follow me. Nobody has to do what I'm doing. Most people can't. Nobody can. Nobody can do what I'm doing. But you could try to emulate and copy and cute. It'd be cute. You could try to imitate. It's the greatest form of flattery. You can't do what I do. Y'all ain't strong enough. You're not smart enough. So that's the thing people don't get. Like, everything about me is perfect the way it should be. Like I said, I'm in a different lane than you. And that's my thing with so-called women I don't understand is that this generation is just lost. Y'all want to judge and this, you're not in a position to judge. Y'all are noobs to the game. You're noobs to everything. Real talk. You're noobs here. You're new to the game. You're coming in. I mean, if you don't show respect and pay homage to the legends, right, and the people who really did this, right, and I'm still young, and when we're still young and we can still compete and we can still defeat anybody, much less, how you gonna come into a game, right, that we run and we ran circles around everybody, people like me, and there is no people like me, pretty much just me. So I run the game, right? And you come into my game basically, which is the whole world and everything. You want to talk about finances and this and that with no receipts, no documentation, no financial history, no nothing, right? Everybody's on here trying to talk to talk. They all talking for free. First off, if you talking for free on here, you getting no money. I'm watching live streams of folks that I watch for fun, and they know I watch just to laugh because it's funny as hell. And a dude come on the panel, tell the dude reality about him, and he rejects all of reality and completely tries to have an answer for all of it. But everything that the dude said when he came on panel about him was true. That he don't own anything, that he's wasting money, that he don't pay no bills, like all that stuff is a fact. This generation, whether they're old or whatever, this new generation, y'all run from the truth. And that's what I don't understand. It's just crazy. It's crazy how much society has fallen. We used to be a lot we used to be doing a lot better than this, man. We used to be a lot, on a higher level than what we're on. That's what I'm noticing. I'm just noticing a decline, in my opinion. You know, that's the thing. People want to talk about money and this and that. I hear all these people saying the same thing. Y'all want to work for Tesla and work for Amazon. I mean, brother, you know, they lie to you and tell you the CEOs make all the money. The CEOs don't even really get a real wage. The employees for sure don't at any of them companies. So why would you be proud of working for a company where you're not even free and you're not getting paid like nothing? You know what I mean? Half of Austin, the living cost and the living wage don't match, and then you wonder why everybody's homeless. And that's what I was explaining to them. They're talking about cheap in Texas. That's the most devoid of knowledge thing I've ever heard. Nothing is cheap here in Texas. And that's all I was doing, correct them. And then they have an answer for everything. Oh, well, I'm not saying anything, blah, blah, about Texas. Did I say you were? I'm correcting you, and I'm not going to let you just sit there and lie. If you're going to say something and open your mouth, you should get your facts straight. There's nothing cheap in Texas. What are you talking about? We're arguably more expensive than all of California. California is not that expensive, bro. Now, if you're talking about a living cost, they were talking about something about 2,500 for like a studio apartment. Okay. And what do you think you're going to get in Austin? 2,500 ain't even that bad. You going to get places that more expensive than that for any studio apartment. I don't know what y'all talking about. And they going to have you do all the paperwork. So you trying to tell me that you folks think you smart, but you still living off credit? Y'all live off an illusion? You live off credit. So if you make one mistake, your credit goes down. And then what? What do you do when you can't, when, because stability doesn't exist? What do you do when you can't live off and lean off this fake illusion system that you can tell what it is? It's not freedom. So it would be the opposite of freedom. Why would you submit to a system like that and then be online wasting your time sitting there? The millennial generation and these other generations, they just sit there all day. They don't do anything. They play video games. They just sit there and they do nothing and then talk about stuff like that as if it would matter. So when you say if that's the move, you want to know what the move is? Waking up. The move has nothing to do with money or where you at. The move has to do with consciousness. The move has to do with the fact that there's not, out of the 8 billion people in the world that we supposedly have, half of you, 99% of you, don't know how to even have a conversation anymore with someone else. The move has nothing to do with money or living cost or anything like that. The move is a shift in consciousness. Okay, tell me when I'm not dropping jewels. The reason everybody's looking up to me and looking at me is because I'm showing you the ways of the man, right? I'm the Messiah, and I'm teaching you real game and how this game works. Okay. I didn't make more money than all of you and spend more money than all of you by thinking and worrying about money. I made it off of understanding law of attraction, believing in God, being a good person, being righteous, helping people, being blessed. So if you can't figure it out, again, even anyone who claims they're financial and they know something about finances, I used to call myself the financial connoisseur. If you know anything about finances, you know that you have to make money through the universal laws of karma. I don't care who you are. You have to. There's nobody in this world rich who's evil right now. There never was. Evil people are always poor. That's why, like I told you, when the Masons tried to recruit me at the island out here at SPI in spring break, they were broke. They were driving a van that was breaking down. I went to their little place to go say hi to them, and it was obvious what was going on there. Super obvious. It was obvious what everybody's preference was in there. And I got the hell out of Dodge as soon as possible. I was mad uncomfortable in there. It was concerning. It was weird. Okay. And it was just odd all around. Okay. And you could just tell the energy wasn't right. And I told you, I asked him, what's the deal? How does it work? Because basically I knew what I was doing and I was learning about it while I was talking to him. And this was right around the time when, you know, I was doing everything and working. And like I said, I put Empower Network out of business like shortly after that. But that was the time when I was, you know, busy with that. So, you know, I mean, I was out there paying, I don't even know how much a day for a condo on SPI. I mean, you're talking catastrophic prices. You're talking possibly, I don't know, I mean, anywhere a couple of grand every day, something like that. And I was paying that. Something crazy, or at least like 500 bucks a day. Something just crazy that adds up. You know what I mean? And I was paying that. And this is what I'm saying. Like, you know, I used to go get hotel rooms, bro, at the Pearl. Like I would look for the most expensive hotel. You know what I mean? Just because that's how I get down. Like I'm classy. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying when people say, "Oh, this and that and this and that." I mean, do you even know what you're talking about? What you're saying doesn't make any sense. You're not making any point. You're just talking to talk. Y'all want to all make yourselves feel better, but you know, I mean, if you have to say something to anybody else to make yourself feel better, you ain't never gonna feel better. That's the point. You just even the older folks, they don't make any sense. You understand? There's some people who do, but it's far and few. It has nothing to do with money, bro. You want to make money, you're gonna have to shift your consciousness. Like I said, that's all God keep teaching me right now is my resonant frequency, changing my frequency, learning how to omit the signal basically in broadcast. And I'm the divine feminine, right? Believe it or not, I'm the divine feminine, like in every tarot reading, and we just sit back and relax and we attract. And that's what people don't understand. Like I'm giving you the game. I'm literally teaching you what it is. Like people are too busy trying to look on the exterior, but everything is within. And this is what God has taught me this entire time. Everything is within. I keep going within. I keep looking within. The answers are not in the outside world. They're within. That's why all these people are lost. They're catching cases. They're catching felonies. God told me, he said, you're going to see people go through all sorts of crazy stuff, all sorts of trials and tribulations, just like I've had my own. But he said, you're going to be good. That's what he told me. I'm just telling you the truth. And I've been through hell. You know what I mean? And I mean, I stand up to every challenge every day. I basically, you know, look forward and ask for it. So I'm built different because I ain't scared of nothing and nobody at all. You know what I mean? I test myself and my limits, and I'm becoming more limitless every day. And that's my point. Like, you know, folks can either learn from me or we ain't got nothing to talk about. It's just that simple. I have the formula. I literally have the answers. Everything about me, every little small detail proves that I have the answers. And that's all I'm saying. You have a contradictory culture. Y'all wanted to claim you was gangsta and do this fake rap stuff. All the rappers got proven that they were soft. They all get exposed. They all make, you know, they all look silly on camera. But me, I'm still here, right here, and I've looked nothing but good on camera. I've never looked bad on camera. I've had people trying to fade me forever, and I'm unfadable. I mean, and they've done everything they can, and I'm still unfadable. I've never been faded. I mean, literally. I mean that's an accomplishment, bro. So that's what I'm saying. Like at some point, you got to just acknowledge that dude is amazing, and he's the untouchable one for real, and he's really about this and really about everything. I'm everything I say I am. So that's what I'm saying. Like y'all want to talk money? I mean, you don't even know how to attract money, bro. Like I said, I got over 7 bikes in inventory, all $200 to $300 each. This was all within just the past, you know, within the 3 years, everything. All this recent stuff. Like I said, a bat cycle I put 1,300 into and fixed like 2 times or 3 times. Went through all sorts of stuff with it. Like, what do you mean? I did have to work on it myself. I had to keep working on it. Remember? Like, what are you talking about? Like, all this stuff taught me a lot. Even with what happened to it, it taught me a lot. So that's what I'm saying. Like people be talking. I mean, like I said, that's an easy fix. It's just common sense, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Like I said, they went out of business. They got their karma, right? Because they were jelly, right? I mean, everybody is basically on some weird stuff. What I see from everyone, and this is why I just see through everything, and I expect it now at this point. Like, you know, I don't go into it like that. I go into it non-judgmentally with anything I'm looking at. But I just be noticing now. I'm like, man, all these people just fake. You know, that's the problem. People don't know how to make money. People don't know how to think. People don't know how to get smart. People don't know how to gather knowledge. And that's why it affects everything. You're never going to be rich if you don't know how to be a good person, genuinely. If you can't be genuine, how are you going to be rich? You know what I'm saying? That's why when these folks be talking now, I be making sure I respond like that. That homeboy, like I said, I made sure today I said what I said because I could care less what you on. It's about what I'm on now. Because y'all talked enough. Y'all said enough. Y'all talk a lot, bro. You know what I mean? So, like I said, when he said he's made the same little remarks, he was talking about Oh, don't listen to the tarot readings. Hell no, I'm gonna listen to the tarot readings. I'm not gonna listen to you. He's talking about, oh, a job, and brought that up twice now. And when you keep repeating yourself, that's weird to me because I don't play that at all. I don't tolerate that with nobody. That's number one, and everybody know, right? So like I said today, I went ahead and told him straight up. I said I've been working, you know what I mean, this entire time. Because he's like, oh, I'm doing this. Yeah, I know. You wasting your time with nonsense. You know what I mean? Because all that college stuff, school stuff, is a waste of your time. That's the truth. Going to college is a waste of time. That diploma means nothing. I don't care what no one tells you. It's a waste of time, brother. Okay. And they're not going to hire you if you're a millennial. They're already issuing policies at these companies. They don't want out of college because you're all spoiled, entitled millennials. And it's the truth. And 100%, like Breezy Brooks said, right? Half of them are the ones that are on here online trolling. Yes, because they know how to fail. They're real good at failing. And y'all are really good at staying in your feelings. You know what I mean? And they'll be in their feelings because I made that comment and it's the truth. Direct. You understand? I say what I want and I know how to talk. You feel me? Like I said, going to college is a waste of your time. If you don't have a game plan and know what you're actually doing, what's the point? You can have a career. Y'all keep acting like going into a career field means anything. It's just indoctrination. It's just taking away your freedom, just like when you go to school. What do you become? You're not free. You're giving away your freedom. Just like these entities tell you to sell your soul, and y'all do, and you give up your soul. You don't have eternal whatever, because how are you going to have it when you gave up your soul? It all makes perfect sense. Homeboy's sitting there talking about God, but you're looking more like a narcissist hiding behind God. You throw money away. You have a horrible relationship with money. And I just evaluate people. I could care less whether you think you're helping me or doing anything for me or not. Sometimes things are not necessarily help from folks. Sometimes it's just they have bad habits. That's what y'all don't get. Sometimes it's that they're trying to prove a point to themselves and make themselves feel superior. So I'll take advantage of that all day. If people gonna give me money or do anything for me and it make you feel like you above me, hey, keep on paying me. Because they don't seem to get who's the smart one in that transaction, in that conversion, right? Let me tell you who's always the smart one, the one who's getting paid and following God. So, like I said, I made sure I told him today what it was straight up, and I talk about it right here. And I gave him the channel. Even they all want to act like they can't watch the channel, right? Because you don't support me, because all y'all on this fake stuff. Yeah, I told him I've been working this whole time. I said I'm at 276 world records documented. Oh, that's awesome. I mean, if you was really happy for me, you wouldn't be, making excuses. You would have kept supporting. I mean, how you gonna go from this is just facts? How you gonna go from, like I said, that whole thing with the job, and then he talking about, oh, I think this dude's the strongest one there. So I detect everything. I got intuition. I got a gift. So right there, you showing me you jelly. So when you say, oh, it had nothing to do with me, but then you saying that they don't want me to continue working, that probably came from you. It might have came from them too. Maybe y'all all jelly, but it came from you, because if you know what I'm saying, I can just connect the dots and figure that out real quick in 2 seconds because of what you said, because you made that little comment. Because why would you make a comment knowing that I'm stronger than anybody? And this was a little dude, like he ain't nowhere near my strength level. So why would you even say that? You understand what I'm saying? Meanwhile, he was like, this is a dude who'll be spacing out in front of you, and he's talking to himself, and he just doesn't have his act together. Like I said, when we go out to a restaurant to eat, and the staff got to come tell him, hey, can you lower your voice? Because he's sitting there yelling and screaming and talking about, God, but he keeps on using this weird, language and referring to the same thing. And that's what I noticed with people. People who do that are not good people. There's a lot of people who try to hide behind God and hide behind the name of God. And see, I call all y'all out. That's the difference. And like I said, I mean, no, I think it had everything to do with you. That's number one. Number two, I think the only reason you do that financial stuff is to make yourself feel better, because I think that you have a quiet desperation. That's number three or two, whatever, wherever I'm at. It doesn't matter. And I think, and like I said, you don't listen. Like I told you the prices of the bikes at that place. He didn't want to listen. He got there. I was proven right. You didn't acknowledge that. You get what I'm saying? So it's like I said, like I told him the truth. I've been working this entire time. So I mean, who's winning? I mean, first of all, I've caught you in several lies. right? You're talking about you have stock portfolios is what you're acting like, which is what they all say to overcompensate and try to keep up with me. And I don't even have stock portfolios right now. Like what? I like, bro, I don't have none of that anymore. You understand? Like that's what I'm saying. It don't make any sense. So you saying you got stock portfolios, or you get some dividends, right? Or you're invested, right? Which I know you didn't invest that money. That's mommy and daddy's money. Money. That's parents' money. I know that for a fact by looking at you in 2 milliseconds because I could tell you ain't been through nothing. Okay. This is why you have an answer for everything. This is why when we were on the live and I was talking, I said, yeah, I'm the guy. I can walk between cultures. And he was like, yeah, I can too. No, you really can't. Like, you don't have nothing to do with these folks down here. Like, you're not me. You're not doing what I'm doing. So what do you mean? You don't deal with these other groups and people like I do. What are you talking about? So people just be saying things, and you can just hear if you listen, they'll tell on themselves. Let them know what it was, and I'm gonna keep letting them know what it is, and talking about it right on here. I talk about all y'all right on here, bro. Real talk. I don't care who I meet. You say something to me, I'm gonna respond, bro. But I respond where it matters. See, I respond on my business. You see that logo up there? This is my business. You're talking to a CEO of a major company. That's what folks don't get. You want to talk about money? It ain't about how much money I make. It's about how much power I have. This is what folks don't get. Money don't mean nothing no more. The value of the dollar is going down every day. Energy is currency. That's why people listen to me, because they know I know what I'm talking about. Energy is currency, and y'all don't have no energy. You don't. You have no power. You have no spiritual power, no nothing. So that's what I'm saying. A guy like him, he could talk all that fake nonsense all day, yada, 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 and write all these little things and pretend, oh, this and that, and I'm that. But what is it doing for you? This is the same reason why y'all will make mistakes. Like he was making mistakes with the Lyft and the Uber, right? All these things you want people to not talk about, but they're all relevant and pertain to reality of what y'all doing. I'm not any way for saying the truth about you folks. Y'all are some way because you can't get your affairs straight. You see what I'm saying? Like you have to spend your money and waste money on lifts because you couldn't get a bicycle in the lift right in front of me. And I'm sitting here trying to look out for you and help you. But my point is, y'all be doing silly stuff because you're not responsible, because you don't care, because you know mommy and daddy going to send you more money. Tell me when I'm wrong. So a guy like you can't teach me or tell me nothing because I've been on my own since 16, Duke. I've been in and out of jail. I got arrested in Bankhead, Atlanta, on the most notorious drug street in existence, okay? You don't know anything about my walk or what I come from. Straight up. So all that fake stuff about, oh, this and that, and that's the thing, everybody want to hold hands and sing Kumbaya by the campfire. I ain't hearing it. I come from a real street background, homie. We're not the same. That's the point people don't get. I'm not talking on here. I'm not acting. I'm not faking nothing. I'm not flogging. Y'all be in the street, false flagging, flogging. Everything's fake. I'm a force. I do this for real. Everything I do. Every word I spit is facts. You understand what I'm saying? I got receipts for everything. I should have bank receipts for everything, unless the bank deleted my records because I got targeted by corporate America and the government. That's what they said. I don't care what no one says. That's what Charles Schwab said. I walked right up to him, was in the lobby, and they said them. So I'm tired of companies lying and then acting like they got a problem with me talking about it. I'll talk about what you said. They literally said that they don't have the bank records anymore. And I kept asking, so did you delete them? So that's what they said. They said that they deleted my bank records. Like, are you serious? That's illegal as hell. I don't care what no one say. You can't delete bank records, bro. Like I'm telling you, corporate America will be jelly of me. Charles Schwab is jelly of me. Huge companies is jelly of me. If they don't tell you that I've been running circles around everybody financially, I don't know what to tell you. Do you think my broker was happy when I called him and fired him and said, you don't have a job no more because I don't need you? I'm a genius. I can run my own brokerage account. Do you think they were happy when they were saying, oh, I'm trying to advise you? I'd advise that you don't pull out that $15,000 bond and go buy you a car. Well, you can advise whatever you want. It doesn't mean I'm going to listen. I mean, look at you. What do I want to be like you, sitting here miserable, stressed, worried about money and finances every day? Or if I'm young, shouldn't I spend my money and be happy and then not care? You see, I'm happier than ever right now. I don't have a lot of money, barely have any money. You know what I mean? I basically live without money. Like that's been my whole goal. My whole goal was to get away from money. My whole goal was to come closer to God. It wasn't to get away from money, it was to come closer to God. But in the process, I just stopped. I never cared about money. But I'm saying I in the process I keep getting taught how to do more with less. So I'm getting away from money. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, that's what I'm saying. People want to, oh, I think that's the move. Y'all talking about getting away from California, and that's what I'm saying. Y'all be talking and saying this and that. I'd go to a shelter in 2 seconds in California, while all them Californians moving to Texas. So you gonna move yourself in a position with these companies where they own you, and you get told what to do. But I'll go to a shelter in California while all y'all just left, and it's the most one of the most beautiful states in the world. Okay, and I could rebuild from scratch if I had the money to get out there and really try it. I'd try it. It's beautiful out there. Go to the beach. I walk to the beach. I'd get in before curfew time if they have one. I'm sure they do. However it works, I try to follow the rules. I do the best I can. I look for work. They probably give me a job and hire me somewhere. I could end up working right on the beach if I was in San Diego or something. Are you serious? You see what I'm saying? But you say that y'all are the smart people. Listen to that. So you gonna go to Texas because you got a little bit of pocket change and think you son. Well, let's say you had some money. Let's say you had over 100,000. Let's say you had $500,000. Let's say you have 500 grand and you're going to come to Texas and then you're going to realize everything's expensive here too and keep telling yourself a lie because you got a quiet desperation and you don't know how to manage your money. And then you're going to spend all that $500,000 because none of you know how to finance money. You don't know how to budget. None of you know how to manage money. None of you. That's the first thing I know. If you're a millennial, you will never know how to manage money. If you're a narcissist, you definitely don't know what to do with money. This is the difference. While I could go to a shelter in Cali and then I rebuild everything, and guess what? I just switch places with you. See, people don't get, I don't chase money. I switch places with folks. Listen to what I'm saying. I switch places with folks. I did it with my ex bosses. My ex bosses, they were probably living in a pretty expensive part of Austin. They had their own catering company. They had the food truck, everything. I ran the food truck for them. They couldn't manage their own business. I had to do everything, everything. I mean, and then stuff started falling apart because of their neglect of their own business, right? And I told them that's not my job. They wanted me to deal with that too, the little issues, because they can't take care of their business because they weren't cleaning and doing what they're supposed to do, which all falls on them because it wasn't my job. You get what I'm saying? My job was just to show up, cook, and that's it. You know what I mean? And I cleaned, when I was in there every single night. But the issues that were being had was because of them, because they were had neglect of their business. It had nothing to do with me. It had to do with the fact they weren't paying attention to the business. Do you get what I'm saying? Because it's other things and expenses, but that's what happens with business owners. They never want to pay the expenses to actually take care of their business and build for their business and run their business or make it appeasable for the customers. And then they wonder why the business fails. Okay. That business failed because of their neglect. Okay. It didn't fail with me. They said I did amazing. Real talk. Okay. So you got to really understand. I mean, how do I put it? I mean, people just don't get it, bro. Like, I outdo everybody, bro. Any competition, like I was outdoing them. Okay. What I'm trying to explain to you, I ran their food truck, right? They owned it. Who got the better part of the deal? I got to do what I do. I got to sit there and talk to people and cook for them, and they love my food. Lines backed up till like 4 or 5 a.m. Go pay for a hotel every night, every other night. And Austin was boring because that's what happens. You just get caught up in the living costs, or you get, caught up in the street and you got to be out in the street. Everybody's going through the same thing. We all struggling out there because I'm not from there. That's all. I mean, everybody else is either, in some kind of college dorm facility that's paid for by the parents, mommy and daddy's money, right? Or they're working for a tech company and the tech companies don't pay that well. So even them, they're still kind of struggling. Like they're getting by, they're doing what they need to do. But I mean, you're not free. You got to do what you're told. I mean, that's not even freedom. And that's the problem with Austin. Austin's not a free place. They don't want you to be free. They want robots and they just want people to supply this system. And you got to stop and fall back at some point and ask yourself, what are they actually having us build? I mean, are you all not? Are you for yourselves? Because I'm all for humanity. All of corporate America is not. That's why I stand up against corporate America. All my interests serve humanity, serve humans, serve helping people. These companies, they don't care about you. They care about your money. They want your money. That's all they want. They don't care about you. That's why they don't do nothing for you. And then y'all act surprised. Look at that inmate from New Orleans that escaped that facility. Okay. He just got charged. Remember, he was begging Lil Wayne? Remember? Remember, he was begging. His name's Antoine Massey. Remember that he was begging Lil Wayne to save him? Said, I'm innocent. Well, apparently not on paper, you're not innocent and sorry, but within the, corrupt injustice system, the court system that you allowed yourself, I don't care what you say. I don't care what no one says. Because I've had folks try to do that with me and lie on me 8 billion times and it never works. So I know that unless you give someone a reason and put yourself in the wrong position, right, completely, you have to make a mistake of some sort to even allow someone to be able to lie on you for it to have any credibility for them to even entertain it. It is not just bold faced people can make up stuff. No, it's not, because I've been through that for years. And I'm goody. It doesn't work that way. You have to mess up. You have to make a mistake. And he clearly was either guilty or he made a mistake and he got caught up dealing with a broad. Okay. I don't believe he was innocent at all. And obviously the jury didn't either, right? And he was begging Lil Wayne to save him and these fake rappers and the fake president and stuff, Trump and people like that. And did they save him? Nope. He got charged. That's what I thought. Whining a ditty and stuff. These people don't care about any of you. Like I said, see, all y'all sell your soul and then you wonder why I feel the way I do about all y'all. You wonder why you're the enemy too, because all y'all side with the enemy, which is the devil. All these people are part of a demonic network. Are you crazy and insane? What are you talking about? Diddy, all of them sold their soul. Jay-Z, all the people these people support on here, all the people you donate and contribute to, all of them work for Satan. They're all minions and they're minions of Satan. They're all agents of the devil. What are you talking about? All of you are on the same boat, and you keep losing. Yep, to me and God and Christina. To anybody who's good, right? I mean, again, Charles Wofford. Yep, I'm going there. That's right. I'm going there. Charles Wofford was sitting there begging Jelly Roll, the fake rapper that he is, that's coming unhinged on social media, and his true colors are being shown. I heard, right? And we all know, that it's all fake with him. And I mean, come on, bro. All these people have the same problem, which is they have habits, and those habits are a gateway to the demonic realm. Okay, and then you wonder why they're all evil as hell because they're all possessed. But y'all worried about money instead of worried about demonic possession when it's all around us. Make up your mind. Pick a struggle. See what I'm saying? He wanted to whine and beg Jelly Roll. Oh, please send me some money, Jelly Roll. Again, did Jelly Roll send you any money? So don't tell me that the devil don't let y'all down every day. Don't tell me that he didn't let Drake down and that Drake didn't do everything he did that I've already proven and spoken about and don't have to bring up ever again. Don't tell me that he didn't let down all of them. I mean, every single one of them. Justin Timberlake, Beyonce, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, I mean, any celebrity, okay? Bon Jovi, Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, every celebrity got let down by Satan, got promised the world and was given nothing, nada. But you still can't figure it out. When I tell you what Freemasons do and what that system does, you still can't listen and figure it out. But you're worried about money. See, I'm not worried about money. I'm worried about the uprising. I'm concerned about what we're doing here because it has a major effect, and all of it has to do with getting away from money. I only need the money because I use money as a tool to make my dreams come true. I'm going to use money as a tool to do what I'm doing as Batman, like I've been doing. But God created my budget. I manifest all my money out of thin air. I don't have a job. My job is doing this. My job is doing God's will. You see what I'm saying? So people want to say, oh, a job is this and that. It's so great. It's necessary. How can you sit here and keep talking about a job, but you giving me your money for free. Please explain that to me. But I'm not the smart one. How are you going to tell me about a job, but I'm making more money than all y'all the entire time? Even these 3 years, I've been balling these 3 years. I just put all the money into what I'm doing. I have to buy a new bike every 5 seconds. I got 7 bikes in inventory, all $200 to $300 each. Added up, that's like $2,100. What do you mean? A $1,300 bat cycle. So add that up. What's that? That's 400, right? You got 1,320. That's what, about $3,400, something like that. That's just right there. Like I said, what are you talking about? I got items that cost over 4 G's, right? Like, what are they talking about, bro? I told you I just got one thing cost me over $100. So what's that right there? That's 3,500, not including the other stuff, right? Then I got the brand new wallet. That's about like what, I mean, at least what, 20 to 50 bucks. So let's say what, 34.50 now, right? What else? Got the brand new pair of jeans. That's like 20 some dollars, at least like 25. Where was I at? I said what, like 3,450. So let's say $3,475, something like that, right? Like, and I came up, made some money, right? On top of that, we don't got to count that, but I'm just saying, like, it's been nonstop. Got me a pair of boots. Like, are you serious? Like, you know what I mean? Got the pair of boots, brand new. All this stuff costs money. Got 2 bicycles. You understand? Both them bicycles nice as hell. One of them, like I said, cost over 100 something to 200 easily. All of them cost like $200 to $300. Brand new beach cruiser, all that. I just got to get the tires fixed when I can get somebody to help me. And I just met somebody else that ride bikes, and I'm trying to talk to them and see what's up because they might be able to help me, or they might be able to have a bike they can hook me up with to use or have or sell it to me, whatever. Right? You know what I mean? Like, I don't really pay for anything. Folks got to just give me it because they know what I do. You know, that's the thing. When you let the world know what you're doing, they got to move out your way. You feel me? So $10,000 bulletproof vest. So what were we at? We're at like 3,475. You add 10 grand of that, that's about $13,475. Somewhere around there, right? $13,475. Then I wear 530 on my wrist, right? Like, I can't even keep up with all that, but 3,004 would be 930 plus 75 would be about 5 G's and $10 or something like that. So now we're at like 5 G's and $10, right? But folks want to talk to me about money. You see the difference? That's all equity. That's what Sneed Enterprises is going to specialize in, equity. We're going to be collecting jewelry, cars, assets, land, real estate. We're going to go into the hotel business. We're going to try to rent out apartment complexes, Section 8, rent all that out, get residual income off that, build Airbnbs, build all that. You understand? So what did I tell you? We had like $5,010, right? You understand? I'm just telling you real value of things. Like I said, you got the steel armor. That's a couple of racks right there, right? I mean, so let's say let's give that like 2 G's, right? So what is we at now? I don't even remember. What I say, 5,010. So let's say that's like $7,010. You understand? Like, folks just be talking to talk and don't even know what they talking about. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy to me, bro. And then keep in mind, I paid 8,500 in land taxes, paid bills for years, millions of dollars in chiropractors, made and spent millions every year consecutively, got all receipts for it. I was living in the Bayfront Inn paying 4 G's plus a month. I lived in the Holiday Inn off Austin Town Lake paying 4 or 5 G's a month. Add all that up. That's nothing. That's still lightweight. That's nothing compared. This is nonstop. This is back to back money. You're talking about I had 7 G's in the bank. That little homie on here who was jelly was talking about, oh, you ain't got it. When I showed up to Austin on the bus, that's what I had. That was like the second, third time around that I had that. When I was up in Green Bay, I built up to like 7 G's. When I got done with all this other stuff in Austin, I had over 11 grand. That was all new money each time. So you're talking about 7 bands here. When I got out of jail or whatever, I think I was around like 5 G, some crazy, something like that, right? Because the stock went down or whatever, or plummeted, then it got real low or whatever, like. But like I'm saying, that's like it was like 7 G's, then 7 G's, all separate new money, and then like over. But folks want to say this and that and talk to me about money. I was in Vegas and ran Vegas like 2 months, not consecutively, but I mean I was running Vegas literally and had over 60 bands. What do you mean? I've gone from $5,000 taking a risk to $23,000 in a day. What are you talking about? I bought cars like going to the grocery store. I was the one who was, actually being the gangster in the street. I already told you about everything. See, people don't get, I don't got to repeat my story. I don't come on here repeating myself. I don't operate in cycles like y'all. I talk about new stuff every day. Every day's new and brand new. Every experience is beautiful. Everything is versatile. Like I'm telling you reality, like y'all want to get anywhere, you're going to have to invest correctly and acknowledge reality, just like that's how ever be anybody. How you going to make it anywhere? Like I said, all these folks getting locked up. Don't worry about how much money you make, homie. Worry about your freedom. How much money you got don't mean nothing if you sitting in prison cell in jail. Yeah, that part. Y'all better wake up, homie. Y'all funny as hell. All y'all, bro. These people don't understand. If you're part of these legal organizations, y'all already got shut down. All the evidence I brought forth, they using, they making the arrests at some point. You got folks on here coming out their mouth saying they're on FBI watch list for the highest form of crime known to man, basically. And then all of a sudden they delete their videos on a channel and stop live streaming. Yeah, I won. Don't tell me nothing. Nothing. I won all across the board. So I'm filthy rich because I just proved that, right? So please stop talking to me about money, any of y'all. That's crazy. Okay, I mean that's crazy. I'm in millions of dollars every year consecutively. I'm on car lot right now. I'm billions in equity, mansion estate with 2,000 jewelry, 530 on my wrist. Got you pissed. Mental rights, all royalties. I pay over $100 for my car lot every month. I got over 2,000 in jewelry. What is y'all talking about, son? Y'all make me laugh, bro. Y'all really get on here trying to talk like me and copy my energy, bro. That other dude that was on the panel over there with that one who came out his mouth saying that he was on FBI watch list, I know he running scared too. That stuff funny as hell. Yeah. And it's probably the same situation. Probably none of them can even go and do a live or get online anymore because if they're watching one of them, they're watching all of you because you're all part of that same illegal underground organization called the Red Triangles. Easy money. So I defeated the witches' covens completely dismantled them, completely won. They're telling you in these Joker videos everything that happened. They're saying you completely exposed and dismantled a international operation. I've completely exposed corporate America. I completely defeated the cartel. I've completely defeated all the gangs. Right. I mean, all that's left now already is to go up to Chicago, right? Because you got Tren de la Argua up there, right? That's the main one right now, and all them other people that keep going up there. Then you got New York, you got New Orleans, you got Los Angeles, you got all these big meccas, and you got all this stuff going on in the street that got to be stopped. It's got to be stopped. These communities have to be fixed. You got these neighborhoods that have to be cleaned up properly the right way. You just send Batman in, Batman does it the right way. You understand? Real talk. It's not difficult. So it's one thing at a time. That's what people don't get. Like, you know what I mean? Like I create my own assignments and jobs. I'm not here trying to impress anybody. I'm not here acting. I'm kicking real business acumen with y'all. I'm talking facts. I'm telling you, I'm the man who dismantled all of this. I put Empower Network out of business. I put that scooter store out of business, or they have to pack their bags and do business elsewhere. So I'm earning a lot of clout, and I put a lot of legal organizations, actual legal organizations, out of business before I ever put a bat suit on. Yeah. So what do you mean? I don't got to sit here and explain anything. I don't got to tell y'all anything. It's none of your business. I don't got to speak every little detail, everything. I'm just a winner. I've completely won all across the board. You understand? Like I said, just like they said to say that today, they said you made the devil kneel 100%. Even God's impressed. Exactly. No, you folks don't know all I've done. You don't have a clue. You don't seem to get who you talking to. When I say I run the streets, I mean I run the streets. I tell you I'm the mob. I mean this the mob. Okay? So again, like I said, folks gonna have to break bread. Folks gonna have to pay me. And like I said, we grateful for every little cent that we get. You know what I mean? We come at everything on a real, righteous approach. You know what I mean? I'm grateful for everything I get because I turn to God for everything. Everything about me is pure and good and loved. But I'm a gangster, and that's what gangsters are. That's what folks don't get. That's why like they confuse like that reading says. Like it says they're perplexed, they're confused because they're like, how can someone that kind, they take my kindness for weakness, how can someone that kind be that much of a monster? Right. Yeah, I got you confused, huh? You didn't know that? You didn't know earth angels can be the scariest thing in existence? Yeah, now you know. Yeah, it ain't confusing. That's what I'm saying. People be confused. People want to act like they don't know reality, but you do. I always said the same thing this entire time, bro. So now that I've completely defeated everyone and everybody, where do we go from here? Hmm. Told you everything would connect, and I told you I'd rebuild the money. Told you God was going to do it for me. And that's exactly what he's going to do. You understand? So the money would be the last part of the equation because I've done everything else. I already defeated all the illegal organizations. I defeated all the evil, all you evil folks. I defeated all of you straight up. And I'm in an extremely wealthy, good, positive position no matter what, and no matter what happens. That's what's so funny. They be preying on my downfall so much they be entertaining concepts that aren't viable and aren't possible. I'm gonna be good no matter what. God gonna provide for me no matter what. You know what I mean? God's gonna figure out and find a way for me no matter what, like in my whole life and all of eternity. And I'm clearly an old soul because I don't be listening to none of you because I know way better. And that's my whole point. Like, if you want to learn something, you come talk to the real Bruce Wayne. Other than that, I mean, what are you talking about? Like I said, this is my company. You see my logo right there. I got all these logos. I got all these companies I'm building, all these ideas. Like I'm making digital money. I'm getting paid right now. I'm getting paid something to talk, right? Like I get paid to do what I do. I don't know what y'all do. I'm getting mad views. The algorithm, bends to my will. The algorithm answers to me. Straight up. Like, what do you mean? What? When I get on these bikes, I'm flying around, bro. You understand? That's what I'm saying. Like people was talking about this and that, and everybody want to talk about a scooter, an electric bike, and a scooter. Everybody got to have an electric bicycle now. Like it's such a big deal. Like, bro, that's nothing but an expenditure to me. That's just a resource. I don't expect them to last forever. The bat cycle didn't, right? I mean, it's gonna be fixed at some point. They're gonna have to. But what do you mean? That company still has to fix it. Yes, they have a legal responsibility. And that's exactly what the court is going to tell him. So what do you mean? Y'all folks is funny, man. Y'all really don't get it, bro. Like I said, I can't win anymore. That's what these folks, and I know that they do know. They know now. Reality's finally starting to set in a little bit. Look how quiet they are. That's why they got nothing to say. Because they all dealing with their karma. Told you karma real. Ain't got time to talk and type when you're going through hell, huh? Because all that karmic debt you done stacked up forever. Yep, told you. Told you, coach. I told you, coach, I got them shook, right? Run the streets, run every block. I'm the mob. I'm the most realist, toughest gangster of all time in all of history. I'm making biblical hits as we speak. And y'all think you have a radio program. You think this is radio what we're doing? This is not radio. This is reality, buddy. That's the whole point. Everything I'm talking about is actual factual. I got documented receipts for everything. It's not for people on the internet, clearly. I don't care what you think. So I don't have documented receipts to prove anything to anyone. I have them for me because I just know what I got and what I've done. What do you mean? That's the whole point. People want to discuss my business. My business ain't your concern at all in any circumstance. At all. Anybody's like, you mind your business. You stay out of mine. That's a no-no. We from the country. We don't play like that. Straight up. Straight up, bro. But like I said, I've done extremely well for myself. Y'all better get my name right. You better understand who you're talking to. So again, when are y'all going to invest correctly? I mean, I look at the millennial generation and I just laugh because I mean, they're never going to catch up. They're never going to be able to compete. They're never going to come close. Not a single one of you. Y'all make up stories in the news every day. Oh, this person opened their own business and became a millionaire. Who? There ain't one millionaire tangibly in this country right now, and there wasn't ever a millionaire who existed. The only self-made trillionaire that I know is myself, me. And I'm talking about this was on documented paper. Okay. You all never admitted it. You still haven't written it in any of your records. You haven't acknowledged it. You still don't acknowledge that to this day, I'm still a billionaire technically because I own billions in equity. I got full access to buildings that cost billions of dollars. And I pay barely anything for them. And that's when I want and when I choose. Oh my goodness, I'm a genius. So instead of wanting to always say something, right, and talk some way and try to distort reality to make yourself feel better about yourself and feel comfortable, because maybe next time just admit reality and acknowledge when someone's a genius and when what they're accomplishing is completely real and it's realer than anything you can do. Because I'm taking the shortcuts. Really, I'm not taking a shortcut. Let me I've never taken a shortcut. That's why I keep succeeding. But what I mean is, I'm creating business arrangements where I put down very little money and I gain so much more value. And that's a genius businessman. So, like I said, folks can tell themselves what they want. Folks can say what they want. But what do folks on this network and in reality do? Pay attention to me, and watch me succeed, and then try to emulate and copy my moves. And they want to follow in my footsteps while the whole time they trying to tell me I'm doing everything wrong. I mean, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You got to make up your mind. If you're copying what I'm doing and you're still not getting results because you don't know how to think, outside of being linear, and you can't just copy what I did. That's not going to produce success. That's how I know narcs can't think. That's why they all have to watch me. It's not that they really want to. It's that they don't know how to succeed. That's what I figured out. It's quite frankly hilarious, huh? They can't think. They see things like it's 2D, and everything in this world is like in the 3D or 4D, 5D. We're growing and evolving, and they're just stagnated. That sucks, bro. So that's what I think people don't understand about them is no, I think they really just be like stuck in the 2D, like they don't graduate. Like their growth is stagnated, it's stunted, and that's why they're always in their feelings because everything's uneventful because they can't think. And that's all it is. That's as far as it goes. It's not all this other stuff. No, it's that people can't think. It's an actual education and intelligence issue. It's a growth issue. And you know why you can't grow? Because none of you are in touch with God, because the only way you grow is you grow with God. So, like I said, we ain't living the same. We ain't moving the same. I mean, I'm pushing my body to its limits. I have no limits. Batman has no limit. I'm the real thing. I go through the real stuff physically, go through the real. I paid my dues in the street, paid my dues through all this. Hold on. I made all my own money, all my own capital, working hard. I produced it. I ran the Batman project out of my pocket for 3 years. Like, yeah, I'm gonna keep on telling y'all. Y'all want to tell me silly stuff and make little silly comments, but what is that doing for you? That's what I'm saying. He said that stuff twice, talking about I would get a job. Get a job for what? Well, that doesn't even make no sense. I mean, like what? I mean, like, first of all, why would I get a job when there's more folks like you out there in the first place, and there should be more folks like you who can think, right? Who would actually know how to invest properly in somebody in something. Like what you should do is take whatever money you got and invest it into what I'm doing. That's what be smart. In this business, and what we're doing is going to make a ton of money. So what are you talking about? It don't got to be spelled out. It's common sense. So that's what I'm saying. Like, no, we need outside investors. I need people who got the money, who want to actually do business. I don't want to sit down with you for hours. I don't want to spend days and weeks. I'm not here to be approved for anything. I don't need your validation. I need you to put the capital up. Give me the money and pay me the money. And I want over 50,000 to 100K at least. That's minimum. Okay, that's what I want. I ain't trying to have my time wasted. I ain't trying to talk to y'all. I ain't going to no meetings with y'all. I'm Batman. I ran the Batman project out of my pocket for 3 years. I built all this. I've been more successful than anybody who's ever existed. I've made and spent more money than. Made and spent more money than your entire government. These are all facts. I have receipts for everything. Whether they deleted the bank records or not is irrelevant. We all know what happened. So what are you talking about? That's what I'm saying. Folks don't get, you can't deny this stuff. Okay, they're trying to deny it because they know I'm the glitch in the matrix and I'm Neo in the matrix and they can't stop me. Everything I'm saying is documented fact. It's not an opinion. Okay, y'all folks think that it's a choice to believe in documented fact. No, it's not, buddy. Y'all are lost. You understand? Like I said, all y'all completely lost. Like I said, and now you dealing with whatever you dealing with that all y'all brought upon yourself. And I told you what it is. I said, nah, evil people get what they deserve in this world, homie. Real talk. Nah, all y'all, homie. What are you talking about, bro? That's what I'm saying. Y'all be funny as hell. You know what I mean? All these people want to pose. They want to pretend like me. They was trying to, use and harvest my energy this whole time and pretend they me. They try to do the same thing on here, like repeating my words. Like, all y'all want to be me. Like, that stuff is corny, bro. I ain't here for that. You know what I mean? At all. That's why I don't spend my time on that. You know what I mean? That's my thing. Like, my time is precious, man. My energy is precious. Everybody don't deserve my energy. That's what they tell you. Everybody don't deserve your energy. It's true. So, like I said, I've done everything right, man. I ran all this out of my own pocket, all my hard work. I made all the money every dime. Nobody gave me anything. Everything I got, I hustled for. Seriously, every dime. So that's what I'm saying. Like, no, I'm gonna keep telling them. Yeah, I'm working every day on my business. What are you talking about? You understand? Whatever you doing, like, like, cool. I mean, that's what y'all should be doing. Y'all should be breaking bread, paying me, helping me with what I need. I mean, that's the thing. Like, it's just so weird to me. Like, I told you, they think like in some weird linear aspect where everything's just up and down and straightforward. Like, why do y'all act like I need something, but you're ignoring the fact I've run the Batman project? Let me repeat, you can't hear too well. For 3+ years, for 3 years. I have funded everything my entire life with my own capital and my own hard work and my own money. I made every dime working hard. I proved every point I set out to prove, and I had already proven it before that, privy to that. I've made no mistakes. I've capitalized on everything. What are you talking about? Like, it's weird. You get what I'm saying? Like, if I need help with something, that's just being a human being. We all need help. That's why I don't be talking to you folks or wasting my time with you, because y'all want to act like folks don't need help. But meanwhile, y'all all need help. But if you need help, it's a different story, right? The reason y'all act like you don't need help is y'all have your hands out with the government. So you go to government daddy for everything. And the minute the government daddy says no more benefits or we're not going to provide you for no more, now you're in desperation and now you realize everything I ever said was true. There's no such thing as stability. The government don't care about us and don't care about you. And now you're seeing the truth. We're in the middle of the Great Depression, brother. There's nobody who has money in this country or world. People are poor everywhere and people are struggling and going through it. What I would like to do in my next goals is I want to get up and start traveling, because this is the perfect time when the country's poor, and I bet you everywhere you go will look like a ghost town. You understand? And then the cities that people are in, there's perfect, arenas for me to be Batman and go out in the streets, hard body, and do what I need to do. And the more stripes I get and everything I do is just going to earn me more and more clout. And I carry everything I go through with me. So, I mean, it don't get no more realer. That's what y'all don't get. This is really the Wild West, bro. There's nothing acting, nothing funny, but there's rules. That's what folks don't get. There's still rules that you have to follow to an extent. You understand? It all depends. It's all situational. It all depends where you at. That's why Batman move around in dark alleyways and dark corners. That's what y'all don't get. I don't ever operate in front of people. That's silly. You understand? Like, what? That don't make no sense. Like, I mean, I can, I will, I have, but 9 times out of 10, like I said, like everything we do is, it's self-explanatory, bro. Everything we do is smart. You understand? So again, I'm the CEO of my own company, CEO of Sneed Enterprises, CEO of Cashless Bank Records, right? People want to listen to my music. I got people that like my content watching me. Like, what's up? You know what I mean? Like I said, folks can't tell me nothing. You know what I mean? So that's a good idea. 100%. That's a good idea. I'm glad y'all figured it out. You should run now. Run. Real talk. Run fast. Run like the wind, Forrest. Run, Forrest, run. Yeah. Yeah, I don't hear all that tonight. Yeah, they ain't talking too much now, are they? Yeah. So see, that's what I'm saying. Folks don't get it. I told you, you don't play with a chosen one, homie. You understand? Like, I redefined the definition of winning. Okay. So, like I said, I'm goody, bro. I'm Gucci. Real talk. I'm just trying to figure out how to keep going and how to build. Those are small problems compared to y'all's. That's the point. To look at the comparison to the position you're in when I've been honestly, y'all want to talk about doing better. That's the most simplest sentence I've ever heard. How you going to do better than somebody who's made and spent billions and trillions of dollars? That made and spent millions every year consecutively. That all adds up to billions and trillions, bro. I own billions in equity. What are you talking about? How you going to do better than me, but y'all, live off Section 8 with nothing? I mean, barely can get by. Everybody else provides for you. You don't do nothing. What are you talking about? I self-funded everything. I paid cash for everything I got to know. Like facts. Like, what are you talking about? I don't ever lie or try to make myself feel better. I have no need because I work harder than anybody. I've worked since I was 16 nonstop, bro. I never had a break. And even now, I could take a break kind of. And do you ever see me take one? No, because I don't feel like I can right now. Because this company don't pay me right. So I go good because I love what I do and it don't feel like work. It really ain't work to me. It's what I love to do. I'd still like a break, but it's kind of hard to do, man, with this phone bill stuff going on all the time. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. That was the other thing too. I talked to him and he's like, well, I thought we paid the phone. I swear he's like the Joker, bro. He's like, I thought we paid the phone bill just the other week. Well, yeah, there's 4 weeks in a month. You know what I mean? Like, thought we paid the phone bill a couple of weeks ago. Well, a couple means 3 to 4, and you do realize there's 4 weeks in a month. So yeah, we did pay the phone bill, and now I need to pay the phone bill again. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just little stuff that you just notice with someone that they're spacing out and they're not with it. And people don't get Batman pay attention to stuff like that because I mean, I'm just gonna pay attention to it. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, real talk, that's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's 4 weeks in a month, bro. That phone bill, that's what I'm saying. People want to talk and talk about this and that, but y'all couldn't even keep up with what the expenses I pay. None of them. Pay for my own car lot over $100 every month, bro. I pay this phone bill. I haven't missed a payment yet. And I don't really expect to be able to keep doing it. To be honest, I might have to stop and fall back. I'm hoping, I pray to God, please help me to get it paid this next go around. I mean, we ain't that far in the month yet. We on the 11th, but that's only what, 6 days. It was due on the 5th. But like, that's the thing. Like, every time it's expensive. I got to pay. It's like 55, $60, and I got to keep paying it. So I got to get donations this month. I got to figure out some way, somehow. Like I said, I got, very few, maybe one person supporting me right now, a little bit, very small, but a little. It's always about one person. Everybody else is just dropping the ball and sitting there. It's usually how it is. It'd be different people at different times. It's very odd. But like I said, I mean, I'm happy for any true supporters. You know what I mean? But we need financing, bro. We need money. It's that simple. I can't believe these organizations haven't just given me a business deal and put it on the table and said, yo, we want to pay you. We want to sign you. We want you to work for us. Like, there should be offers coming in from every angle. And it just shows you corporate America is full of it. They're a joke. It just shows you the government is full of it. They're a joke. It just shows you this country and this world is full of it, and you're all a joke. Because if you weren't, you would be trying to sign me, because I'm literally proving in front of you that I'm superhuman and the strongest man in the world. So why would you just sit there and not do anything? That's what I don't understand. I got people still seeing me talking about, yeah, I see him on TikTok. I don't mess with TikTok. Okay. And whoever thinks that they making any money off of me on TikTok, no, no, we're not doing that. No, ain't nobody gonna make money off my name. 100%. No, you're not. You understand? Like I said, no, I'm gonna get a manager for all that stuff later. We'll figure all that out. I'll get all that going. You understand? Because I have an account. I just can't get on there because of what I went through physically. I don't deal with TikTok. Don't want to. I'll let a manager deal with that. You understand? And then he can figure out, all that other stuff with what people are doing with my content that has to do with me and my videos. And then I get to see if I could take it to court and see if they'll pay me for that. All the videos that other folks make, I feel entitled to it. It's my likeness. You understand? You filming me. This is me. I'm doing this. This is my hard work. Why should you get to capitalize or get views off my hard work? Not saying that anybody's making money off my name, but we sure as hell ain't going to just sit here and let folks make money off me. No, we're not. we're going to take it to court. You believe that? You feel me? So I'm not going to let nobody make a dime off me. I'm not these other folks. I'm not no YouTuber. See the difference? So that's the thing. We don't play about nothing. You understand? We're going to do things by the book and keep moving. So like I said, I gave you all the right advice, man. And you either want to listen or you don't. Like I said, you got folks talking about this and that. I mean, how much money you got, bro? That's what I want to know. When I was in Vegas, I was thinking like that. I thought I was poor when I had 30, 20 grand. I felt like that wasn't near enough and I felt less than. And that's why I realized at this point in my life, like, money, bro, because I don't judge my self value off of how much money I got or who my girlfriend is, and I really used to. And I learned and God taught me that's not who I am. You're not how much money you have in the bank. You're not your khakis. Like Tyler Durden said, you ain't none of that. You're you. That's what it's about.